Okay, bought the plywood. It wasn't as expensive as what it was last week, so saved about 20 bucks, well $10 a sheet from what I thought I was going to have to spend, whatever it is in your part of the world. Okay, so those are the sheets for the floor. I'll go there. The framing, this side is pretty much finished. Just got to lay some insulation in there and get that all cut out. I still have to do the framing in on this side, and as you can see I've had to put some wedges. Well, these aren't enough to lift the back of the trailer, otherwise it starts to separate in that corner. It's not the strongest to begin with, so rather than wreck the rest of the trailer, I've had to get a little bit creative and get out the old lumber wedges. Put some timber in the wall there. Managed to wedge a piece of steel in between the two boards I've got going there, with another wedge on the inside. With the help of this guy, some angle iron under here, down to a yeah, that's a 2-inch tube adapter for a tow hitch on a car jack. It worked, and so that I can lift the whole side of the trailer up enough, because it had literally sunk by the 5/8 that I needed to when the floor was rotten. The whole side of the trailer had actually dropped down by that much. So very, very small amounts over the last few days. We're talking, you know, millimetre at a time. Just give that a little turn. That's actually, most of these hijacks, when you lift them up and jack them, they'll come back down a little bit. This one only drops probably barely a millimetre. I'm actually pretty happy with it. So glad I spent the extra $10 over the cheapest one they had in the store. So I'm actually pretty happy with that. So yeah, I'm going to let that sit for a few hours. I'm almost where I need to be. So that sits on those frames there, and of course I don't want to bend the frames, I want to lift the wall. So I've got this piece that runs between two of them, and then that runs on the wall itself to the ground, of course. And I've actually jacked the frame up a bit because the weight has come off it. And of course, you know, give this a little twist, but I cannot leave pressure on this thing if I lower any of those down. So this has got to come down first, otherwise I'm going to rip the roof off. So it's all very careful, very slow, not too many creaks and cracks, just to try and get it back to where it was. And of course the fun is, I have to release this. I can probably keep that one there, but I think if I put the floor in this side first, support that center wall, support that wall, I can pull this jack out, pole out, and I can utilize that inside the trailer to help a little bit. And hopefully with a little gentle persuasion we can get that floor to slide in. And I looked at several options for this. This is a rubber seal under there with some really fierce stuff that will not let me pull the pipe out, and I tried, well, not without wrecking it anyway, and it's just the tank. So this will be supported by the floor, but I'm going to have to slot in underneath there, hence the extra frame. I'll put one here, then we can just pop a little 6-inch wide piece on the floor, but by the time everything's covered, that's actually a lot stronger than the original. All they had was one stick. This continued to here, and there was literally, that was it. There was no cross beams, nothing to support this, and then they put a little stick back to the old timber that was back here. This is up at the moment. This piece will drop down onto these ends, of course. So they just had like a little, basically they just put that there, screwed it in. It was just sitting on the frame there. Like, that's pretty useless, and then they had the floor on it. So that's no wonder that the floor was a bit spongy. So with this fully framed, even I can use a bathroom with my beer belly on me. Okay. Alright, I better get to some work. See you later.